Okay, welcome everyone to this tutorial. Today we are going to start implementing a little application uh, which will be implemented in Python and HTML and JavaScript later as well. And the goal is to create something like this, a line chart or line graph which shows the number of users of the application. Um, so, for example, we should be able to add when a new user connects, we add data and so on. In this first part of the tutorial, I will cover, let's check. Okay, I will cover some basic HTML and then also the chart library, chart.js, that I will use. Okay, let's get started. First of all, let's create a new file. Here we go. I'm using Sublime Text here, which is quite convenient. So let's call this something like awesome graph, because that's the goal that we hope to create. So this is just a basic HTML template, and then I add a sort of a title for this page. Okay, let's open this file and see how it looks. Beautiful, my graph. Now let's try to add a graph. So I said we're going to use the chart.js, so let's go there and have a look. Basically, this is how it looks like. There are a lot of different samples you can check out here, but it's a quite nice library for creating graphs. But let's just follow the getting started. Okay, so we want to do an installation, and you can download the latest version of chart.js here. I don't want to do that. I want to use this content delivery network. Let's click that. Now we can copy this URL and use this in our application, or we can be really lazy and just copy the script tag. And then I will just put it up here in the head of the HTML page. Okay, so this means that I now included, as long as you have internet access, which I assume you have now included this library into your application or your page. Okay, let's try to add an actual graph as well. Let's see, where were we? Okay, creating a chart, blah, blah, blah. Let's just take this code and see if that works. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, this seems to be a bar chart with some labels and some data. Okay, let's see what happens. Ah, okay. So here we got a pretty nice graph. Red, blue, and yellow, and green, and purple. Okay, this graph is obviously has a couple of faults. First of all, it's a bar chart. I want a line chart for my users. It says number of votes, and it's way too tall. So let's change that. Okay, bar. Let's try with line here, maybe. The number of users. Okay, let's start with that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now let's scale it. So I go back to Sublime. Here we have my chart, height, let's put 150 or something. Okay, that looks already better, and these labels down here are obviously not correct right now. So let's change them just to a number instead. So here we do okay. That seems to be the right amount. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so now we have added our graph. Now later we want to be able to update this with new data. So every second maybe or something like that we will add new data. When a new user adds, we want to change the Y value. So let's see if we can add, with JavaScript, we can add data to this chart. So let's go to the chart.js page here and maybe add, no, updating chart. That looks better. Yes, it's pretty common to want to update charts. That's very true. Okay, so let's try this add data here. Let's copy that, and I will just put it here in the script file as well. So let's have a look. So we have add data, which I assume adds data. It needs a chart, a label, which is the same as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. And it needs data, which is sort of the Y value. Okay, so we can try to call that here. And the chart would be this one, my chart. So my chart, and then we have the x value, which would be 7. Maybe we'll put 8 just to see if that works. And then data, a high value, maybe 40. Okay, so now that's it. Let's go back to our chart. There we go. So now we have directly on the page load, we add the value 8 here and then 40. So that's pretty cool. So now we can add with the JavaScript function add data. Of course, we can do this multiple times. Let's call this 7, 8, and then 100. Why not? Yeah, there we go. So that's up to 100. Great. Okay. So one more step I would like to do here is to use. So all this data is, of course, in order to prototype this, I would like to have some more dynamic data, some random things. So let's create a function that does that, generates random values. So maybe random value between 0 and 100. Sounds good. It's been a while since I used JavaScript, so let's see how we do that. Random value. There we go. Okay, so Stack Overflow is always a good choice, and let's look at answer number 1. This seems reasonable. So I will just add it in here, and we said 100 should be the highest value. Okay, let's hope that works. Random values. Okay, so what I do now is I use add data and my chart, position 7 and 8, or rather the label for this point is 7 and 8, and then I just take a random value between 0 and 100. Maybe we add a few more here, 4. Okay. Okay. So now we can see that every time I reload the page, I get a random value on these last 4 values. And actually, I have a bug here, 7, 8, 8, 8. But that's okay. We can fix that later. Okay. That is all for the first lesson. Let's add this page. Git add this directory. Git status. Okay. Let's say part 1 of OS graph application. Okay, that's vague enough. Actually, I don't want to add everything here. So just a message and git status and git push. Okay, so maybe I will also. Okay, good. So let's see that this has been uploaded. Awesome graphs, great. Okay, so here is the, of course I should have made this a list and crossed it over now, but here is the index.html that I used. So if you want the code, you can just go to this URL and then click Awesome Graphs and copy index.html. So that's it. Have fun.